This is Bruce Boudreau, and it's time for Clay's Canucks commentary live. Let's go with Clay right now.
Hey Canucks fans, and welcome to Clay's Canucks commentary live, presented to you by Van City Experts Real Estate. I am Canuck Clay, and this is my Canucks take all in one take. It is Sunday night, May the 28th, and if you're new, here's what you should do. Hit the subscribe button now for daily Canucks insight that's positive, timely, and trustworthy. Thanks for waiting for me. I was emceeing a big church event tonight. It was the 25th anniversary for one of my good friends, 25-year anniversary of him getting ordained as a priest. So I was the one who got to MC this dinner for 300 people. Went really well. Thank you for asking. Food was pretty good. Got to go with my lovely wife, Gail, which is always nice. But we left there, Port Coquitlam, at 9:30, and I knew it was going to be tight getting back and getting set up for 10:30. So that's why I bumped it to 10:45. We will still go for our full hour tonight. And thank you for being patient and waiting for me. Moderators, do what you need to do. Members, as legends, Hall of Fame and franchise members, thanks for your support as always. And to everyone else, no matter where you're watching from, whether in my beautiful neighborhood of Steveston, in Richmond, in the city, in the Lower Mainland, in the province, in the country, on the continent, or around the world, thank you. I do not take you for granted. I know that you could be doing anything else, watching anyone else, getting ready for work, school, or bed, or all three. But the fact that you are here, I appreciate you. So while you're here, everyone subscribe so you can get my videos every single day and you get active in the chat section. Like the video. 25 of you in here already. Thank you for waiting. I need more of you to like this video. So please do me a favor and click on that like button. You can leave a donation and get the donation train out of the station. You can become a member. You can upgrade your membership. You can gift a membership, which is the same as a $5 donation. And if you're listening on a podcast platform, make sure you rate and review as well. By the way, members, I just put a poll question up on my YouTube channel on the community board saying for this Wednesday, which is the last Wednesday of the month, let me know what time you want to do the member stream, 10 p.m. Pacific or 11 p.m. Pacific. So make sure that you members, you go and vote on my poll question so I know what time to do the stream on Wednesday, as I still figure out what my streaming schedule is going to be for the summer. I was bragging about how May I'm going to have so much time to work on my channel, to do all these other things. Well, May is basically come and gone. My next course starts tomorrow. I think the Sault Ste. Marie trip made a big difference in that. That was a week of my 4 weeks off. So that took up some time. It was a great trip, obviously. But now my next course, number 10 of 12, starts tomorrow. So I am getting ready for that. And yes, Rosero, I was indeed I was at Our Lady of the Assumption, the Catholic Church on Shaughnessy there in Port Coquitlam. So next time I'll make sure I stop and say hello. So thanks everyone for being here. Yeah, and if you're recognizing you're not a member anymore, then don't wait for someone to gift a membership. You can obviously join yourself as well. This is what I'm going to talk about today. I'm going to talk about the World Hockey Championships. And if you saw my video from today, some of the things I'm going to talk about are going to be a small repeat. I'm going to talk about the Stanley Cup Conference Finals, which are still not done. And I want to get your opinion on a couple things. And then I will talk a little bit. Yeah, those are the two things I'm going to talk about mostly, is the World Hockey Championships, the Stanley Cup playoffs, and then I will turn it over to you. Make sure you have some time to ask me some questions, and then we will make sure that we get to our games as well as we do every Sunday night. And by the way, I asked you on Wednesday when I came back if you missed me. I feel like, I feel like not disconnected. That's not the right word, but maybe it's that whole absence makes the heart grow fonder. So I do miss the streams. I do miss the community for sure. But I got to admit, I like the freedom too. I like the non-pressure of streaming every single night, at least Sunday through Thursday. So I'm not sure if that makes sense because I like the freedom, but I do miss the community. So maybe it was because I was away and I missed a week of stream. So maybe if we do a couple of these, if we do a couple of these throughout the week and get back to things, maybe it won't feel so so detached or whatever. But I'm glad you were here and thank you for being here. And let me get into my stuff first, and then you'll have a chance to ask me some questions a little bit later in the stream. I'm just looking up one thing as I get ready to do this. So the IIHF, International Ice Hockey Federation, before I get going, I got to recognize and give a shout out to Coach Rob. Coach Rob, give some membership. Let's give some love to Coach Rob in the chat. So this gifting membership is actually the best because it doubles as a $5 donation and it gives someone a chance to try out franchise membership. So Brian gets it back. I'm pretty sure Brian has been a franchise member before, but we are happy that Brian, you are back. So welcome, Brian, and Coach Rob. Thank you for the generous gift. That is awesome. So the International Ice Hockey Federation, they hold a World Championships every single year around May. And when it comes to NHL players, usually teams fill their roster with players from NHL teams, at least as a starting point, that did not make the playoffs. So you saw some Montreal Canadiens players, some Vancouver Canucks players, some Calgary Flames players, Ottawa Senators. The list goes on and on. So that's, you kind of take the biggest, I guess, source of players are the 16 teams that do not make the NHL playoffs. And then you can actually add players from teams that have lost in the first round. You can leave a couple roster spots open. It's kind of risky, of course, to do that because if it's rare, but it's not completely uncommon, but it's rare that a player from a team that plays in the first round of the playoffs and then gets eliminated, then goes over to play in the World Hockey Championships, but it has been done before. So picture though rosters filled mostly with players from NHL clubs that did not make the playoffs. Then you kind of get some players that aren't drafted yet, like an Adam Fantilli who played on Team Canada, who will probably go number 2, which is pretty cool. Then you have some college players, you have some free agents who maybe have played in the NHL before, and you have players that play in other leagues across the world, including the SHL and the KHL. So that's basically who's playing. And the Vancouver Canucks had four players playing in the World Hockey Championships. And much like I did in my video today, I'll kind of go in order of how, I'll just go in this order because I feel like it. Connor Garland played for the USA. The USA actually lost in the bronze medal game. So the USA lost to Germany in the semis and then lost to Latvia today. So USA, no medal, a disappointing result for them. Connor Garland was the Vancouver Canuck that was on the USA team, and he actually had 8 points. He had 8 points in 10 games, so not a bad showing for Connor Garland. I think it was 2 goals and 6 assists if I have it right. I don't think it's 6 and 2, but I do know it adds up to 8 points in 10 games, and he was tied for 4th in scoring on the US team. So not a bad showing for Connor Garland. Then you have the 2 Canucks right shot defensemen that won a gold medal. And, I'm sure there's going to be some jokes in the chat as well. I definitely see some chats online, some jokes online, but I'm genuinely happy for Tyler Myers. I'm genuinely happy for Ethan Bear. Now, Ethan Bear doesn't get the same sort of teasing that Tyler Myers gets. I've seen a lot of people saying already, he's going to be easier to trade now because now he's got a gold medal on his resume, or doesn't that make that $6 million contract look even better, blah, blah, blah. But so there's a lot of teasing about Tyler Myers, but truly, I am happy for him. I really am. Just like I'm happy for Ethan Bear. Any type of championship medal that you can win, I think it's good. I don't think Tyler Myers is one of the 6 best defensemen from Canada. That's because there's so many players that are still playing right now, but I am very happy for him. And Myers did fine. He played in all 10 of the Canadian games. He had a lot of minutes. He was one of the leading defensive minute getters. And you know what's interesting about the International Hockey Federation, you can use 20 skaters. So some teams, you can dress actually 13 forwards and 7 defensemen. We know in the NHL, it's 12 forwards and 6 defensemen. So if you add another forward and another defenseman, obviously ice time will be even more spread out. But Tyler Myers still averaged 20 minutes a game for Team Canada. He had a goal, I believe, in those 1 point in those 10 games, and he was like a +8 or +10. So Tyler Myers had a pretty decent tournament, and I am pretty happy for him. Ethan Bear unfortunately got injured in the quarterfinal match right at the end. He was on the ice when the Canucks were beating Finland 5-1, and then I don't know if it was dirty, but he took a hit or a slash right when the game ended. So unfortunately, Ethan Bear did not play in the semifinal game or the gold medal game. He still got his gold medal. He played in 8 games. No points, and he was a -1 in only 15 minutes of ice time. And I'm not saying anything bad about Ethan Bear, but he was the only Canadian player that was actually a minus. Everyone else was a plus. Ethan Bear was a minus, but at least it was only a -1. More importantly, he did get a gold medal as well. So congratulations to Tyler Myers. Congratulations to Ethan Bear. But I do want to spend a few minutes, as I did in my vlog today, on Arturs Silovs. The guy was amazing. So this tournament was in Finland and Latvia. Obviously, Latvia, hometown of one of the teams of Arturs Silovs, home country, and they win the bronze medal. They win the bronze medal. They beat the USA in overtime. So Latvia lost to Canada in the semis, and then they end up going and winning the bronze medal in front of their hometown fans, which is pretty cool. Not only that, Arturs Silovs made the All-Star team for the tournament, where they only take 3 forwards, 2 defensemen, and 1 goalie across all of the countries. So that's good. But even better than that, Silovs was named as the tournament MVP. So not only is he a goalie winning the MVP, not only is it from a team that didn't even win the gold or silver medal that won an MVP, but he's a Vancouver Canucks player, which is pretty cool. And we know that he played in 5 games for the Canucks last year. He went 3-2. I think he had a goals against a save percentage of .908, goals against a 2.7, so it wasn't great. And then we know that he had a really good season in Abbotsford, of course, splitting time with Spencer Martin. And both Spencer Martin and Silovs got time in the playoffs. Actually, I think Spencer Martin got more games than Silovs did. So, and we know that Spencer Martin also struggled with the Vancouver Canucks last season. So the question that I asked in my vlog today, and the question that I asked on Twitter was, given what Silovs just accomplished, he went 7-2. He had a .921 save percentage. He had a 2.2 goals against. So he was awesome. He played in all but 5 minutes of Latvia's entire tournament. In the very first game against Canada, they lost 6-0 to Canada. The other goalie played for 5 minutes, and then Silovs went the rest of the way for the tournament. So I asked the question, should Silovs back up Demko next season, or should he do another year in Abbotsford? And up until this tournament, as you guys know, I was saying he definitely needs another year in Abbotsford. Let him bake there. Let him get as many games as he can. And then for the last couple of years of Demko's contract, we have an awesome tandem of Demko and Silovs. Both Silovs and Martin are under contract for 1 more year. Both are making just under $800,000. And I put it on Twitter, got 500 votes, and 64% of you, exactly 2/3 basically, said starter in Abbotsford, and only 1/3, 36%, said back up to Demko. And I see some of you saying that in the chat as well. So regardless of where he plays, I do think it's still going to be, Demko, and then Martin, and then Silovs, and one other goalie battling. I know they got that Telapia. I can't remember how to say his name. So they'll have probably 5 goalies in camp, at least 4 battling for the backup spot behind Thatcher Demko. That I still think it's going to be Spencer Martin, because if you think Silovs is the better goalie, technically, you could, and you more potential, you could have Silovs in Abbotsford for 1 more year, and then have Demko, have Spencer Martin as his backup. But I would love to know your thoughts on that as well. I'll spend a few more minutes talking about the NHL playoffs, and then I will get to all of your comments. So I must admit, when I was streaming on Wednesday, which is the day I got back, or the day after I got back from Ontario, I believe the series in Dallas and Vegas. Actually, I can look at it right now. So when I got back and when I streamed Wednesday night, the Panthers had just swept the Hurricanes. And then it was already 3-0 for Vegas. And I remember I asked you guys, what was more surprising? Florida sweeping Carolina or Vegas on the verge of a sweep of Dallas? Well, maybe I spoke too soon, because since my last stream, Dallas beat Vegas 3-2 in overtime. So obviously that could have gone either way. And then Dallas beat Vegas 4-2. So now the series is going to Game 6 tomorrow night, and it's in Dallas. It's in Dallas, which is pretty exciting. So it could lead to a Game 7 in Vegas on Wednesday night. Now, Dallas has won both of those games without Jamie Benn, who was suspended for 2 games for cross-checking Mark Stone in the face, calling Mark Stone's face, jaw, his landing spot for a stick. It was the most ridiculous explanation I've ever heard. But obviously he's going to be pumped. Even though Dallas has won, I'm not saying that Dallas won because Jamie Benn was out, but Jamie Benn, obviously a very important player. He's going to come, captain, going to come back and join the club. And might he make Dallas even stronger? And the narrative will be funny if Dallas somehow loses tomorrow night, and then they're basically going to say he only lost. Dallas only won games when Jamie Benn wasn't playing. So you know what I'm going to do is I'm going to put in the chat right now one poll question, and I'm going to leave it up there until we play our games, because as you know, I'll need the poll function for that. It says, who wins Game 6? And it's either Dallas or it's Vegas. So I put it right in the poll right now. I said, who's going to win in Game 6? Is it going to be Dallas or is it going to be Vegas? And I guess someone is asking about how to gift memberships. You have to give them, you click on the $sign underneath the chat. And then if you want to accept memberships, you have to have that, I think, activated, enabled on your account somehow. Here it is. Hi, Clay. Hopefully you remember me from the recent stream. I normally can't make streams, but I want to support. Is there a way to gift a membership without me being a member? That's a good question. Yes, I'm pretty sure. I don't know why my voice just cracked there. I'm pretty sure you can gift a membership, but all you got to do is press the $, icon underneath the chat. And I see one that says membership gifting as an option. So try and check that out. And if it works, that's great, Ryan, and thank you for being here for sure. Okay. I've gone for a good 20 minutes. Let's do at least the next 10 to 15 minutes, your questions, and maybe we'll start with the Canucks and hockey-related questions. But just wait. Let me do my mid-show sponsor read first. Thank you to my primary sponsor, Van City Experts Real Estate. Contact Jason Lim and his team for all of your real estate needs. Thank you to my secondary sponsor, Perform and Transform, personal training and weight loss. Check out their services at ptforum.com. Thank you to Gassy Jack Art, maker of this fine artwork. Thank you to Monkey Nine Brewing, my eternal sponsor. And thank you to Vessi Footwear. Use the link tinyurl.com/VessiClay and receive a free pair of socks off of your next purchase at Vessi. My mid-show reminder to you to subscribe, to like the video, to leave a donation, to gift a membership, to become a member, or to upgrade your membership. And if you're listening on a podcast platform, make sure you rate and review. So I will get to your questions starting now. So if you have a question for me, put it in the chat, and let's keep them to hockey-related questions for now, whether it's IIHF, whether it's NHL, whether it's Canucks, and then we'll see if we have time for some Ask Me Anything before we get to the games tonight. Fangirl, do you think Myers gets traded for a draft pick, either at the draft or summer for cap relief? I think it's 50-50. I think the Canucks, Fangirl, are going to try really hard to move him once they pay out the $5 of a $6 million salary. Makes it a lot better, a lot more easier to digest for another team. I think they're going to try really hard because that is $6 million on the books for sure. So I think it's going to be 50-50. Do you think Dallas is in the Knights' headspace and rattled Vegas? No, Brian. I think these. I actually don't. I just think these are two really good teams. I think Vegas got up really quickly, but Dallas is a good team as well. They're not bad. So I think it's just two teams battling really hard. Ryan says, I don't know how to gift a membership as a non-member. Yeah, Ryan, click on the $sign, and if it doesn't work, then it doesn't work for whatever reason. So, but thank you for trying. Yeah, Ryan, let me know if you even have a $sign underneath the chat that you can press as an option. Do I believe in curses? No, I don't. LA Women's Hoops. I don't believe in curses or superstition or anything like that. Is there some kind of curse on Vancouver for not being able to win the cup? No, I've talked about this before. It's hard to win a Stanley Cup. Only one team can win it, obviously, out of 32. So using this year's teams, on average, you're only going to win it once out of every 32 years. Now, the Canucks have been in the final 3 times in the past 32 years, which is kind of sad, and they haven't won just yet. So I don't believe they're cursed. I do think they've had some bad luck, but I don't think that's the same as curse. But you have to make your luck as well, and it hasn't been meant to be. Taylor, Vegas might blow it, not going to lie. Knowing them, they can easily get shaken because they still kind of have Demko in their heads. Taylor, I would love to say that they still have Demko in their heads, but that's 3 seasons ago now. I'm not going to. There are many good goalies. Ottinger is going to be a good goalie. He is a good goalie. Demko's a good goalie. There's so many good goalies. So I don't buy the fact that Vegas is spooked with visions of Demko. Although it's kind of nice to feel that way. I'll disagree with you there, and I disagree that either team is rattled mentally, because you don't get that far one or 2 games away from the Stanley Cup Finals by getting rattled easily. Hi, Clay. How are you? Thanks, Harry. I'm great. Hope you're as well. Do you think the Canucks will make any moves or pick up a player during free agency in July? I don't, because they have no cap space. Well, technically you can, and then you just got to be cap compliant by the start of the season. So they could still pick up some free agents. You can be over the cap all the way to the first week of October, but then you got to move like crazy to get to clear cap space. So if they knew that they had a mandate to buy out a player like OEL, if they knew that they had a trade in place for a guy like Myers, Besser, or Garland, then yeah, that they can sign some free agents, but then you're looking at like a $2 or $3 million guy as opposed to any player with a lot of value attached to his contract. But I don't see it right now, only because as I've seen Justin and others say in the chat, they simply don't have as much space, even though you can go over the cap until the start of the season. Justin, yes. I don't want to spend too much time on it because it's not hockey related, but I agree with you for sure. Fangirl, do you think Bear's injury will hinder him resigning in Vancouver? I don't, although admittedly, I don't know how serious the injury is. It was serious enough to keep him out of the 2 medal games, but because I don't know the severity, Fangirl, I can't really comment, but I doubt that it'll have, especially if it's something where he can be back within a month or a few weeks or even 6 to 8 weeks, still plenty of time before the season. So I don't think, well, let's put it this way. It's not going to help his contract negotiations, but I'm not sure how big of an impact it will have, especially if the injury is not too serious. Tyler, that's up to you. It's got to flow. It has to flow nicely with your last name too. So don't just do it on a whim. Ryan, I have a $sign, but I don't see a gift option. I'm bad with technology. If I can't figure this out, I will gift you in prayer. I'll take that, Ryan. If you click on the $sign, you may have super sticker, super chat, membership gifting. That's what I have, but you might have different options, and then you can just pick from whatever you have, obviously. Justin, some talk about Chicago being interested in moving up to 11th and maybe taking on a bad contract and giving the Canucks the 19th and a second round. Thoughts of that to get a second? as long as we're not losing total number of draft picks, I'm okay with it. So if it means the Chicago getting the 11th and a bad contract, we moving down to 19 and getting an extra second rounder, which we don't have anymore, I'm all for it. I know this draft is deep on one hand, and especially in the top 10, so you're kind of losing out. But if the Canucks scouts feel that 11 through 20 are relatively equal in value, then I make that trade. I make that trade just so I can get out of a bad contract. I still see, Florida, obviously. I still see Vegas, because Vegas has 2 cracks to win. I still see Vegas being the opponent for Florida. Harry, since Kravtsov is signed with the KHL for 2 years, who will slot in? Yeah, I wouldn't think of it, Harry, so much as who slots in. I just think it makes the forward battle a little bit more less crowded. Because if we're presuming that Miller's a center, obviously PD's a center, of the forwards, you still have Besser, wingers, Kuzmenko, Garland, Beauvillier. Those are the big 4. You have Podkolzin, who you're going to have Höglander, who's going to want to make the team. And then you still have Joshua. And then, so that's 7 at least for basically only 8 spots, forward spots. So again, and that's not including Pearson, who starts in LTIR. So of your top 6, let's say for now that indeed it's still, and I forgot about Mikheyev. So let's try that again. You have Mikheyev, Besser, Kuzmenko, Garland, Beauvillier. So those are top 6 quality guys. So you have 5 of those already. Only 4 of them can play top 6. Then you still have Podkolzin, Joshua, and Höglander. So there's 8 already. And I'm not saying those are going to be the 8, but you can see very quickly where the roster fills up. And that doesn't include Rick Togga's favorite, Phil DiGiuseppe, and other players from Abbotsford. Tyler, I didn't see Bear get hurt, but I'm sure by next season he'll be ready to go. That's the hope. That's the hope for sure. Do I think Hirose gets a new contract soon? I do think he will get a contract. Fangirl, whether it's a one-way or two-way, we shall see. He'll probably want to negotiate a one-way contract for sure. Hello, Chris. What do you think will happen with the Canucks' right side defense with Hronek, Myers, Bear, Burrows, Bears, and RFA, trade Myers? I've always said I'm fine going into next season with Hronek, Bear, and then one of Burrows, Wu, whoever it may be, and to try and trade Myers. That's what I would try and do, Rome. Do I feel no matter who wins between Dallas and Vegas, they won't beat Florida? Edmund, I'm feeling that way right now. Florida's resting their Kachuk, Montour, Bennett, Verhaeghe, Bobrovsky, all playing at the top of their game. I know by points Florida will be the underdog, but by performance, I don't think they're the underdog, quite frankly. Tosca, what happens if a team doesn't clear their cap deadline in time? They are fine. Good question. I don't know what the penalty is, but it's obviously going to be huge, because I just simply think maybe they forfeit a game, quite frankly, because the penalty's got to be massive. Otherwise, teams would just break it and pay the fine or do the penalty. So maybe it's forfeiting a game. Justin, do you think it would be a smart idea for the Canucks to qualify Kravtsov and retain his rights? Absolutely, yes. There's no downside to doing so, because if he lights it up after a year and comes back, if he lights it up after 2 years and comes back, you want to have first dibs on re-signing him. OEL to Chicago in that deal Justin mentioned. You're going to have to convince them pretty hard, I think. Wait, doesn't OEL have trade protection and only want to go to Vancouver or Boston? I'm looking it up right now. OEL does have a no movement clause. I don't know what RS stands for. I have to look it up on Canuck. RS. Retained salary transaction. Oh, no, that's different. Yes, he does have a no movement clause. I don't know what's in the no movement clause, but he definitely does have one. For next season, who would you like seeing in the finals? Well, obviously the Canucks. Realistically, I think it could be Edmonton. You can never count out Colorado. And then the eastern side, New Jersey, they showed me a lot this year. Maybe a Rangers. I don't know. It's tough to say. With the Canucks cap situation, how many players do you think will most likely not play for the Canucks next season to clear cap space? It's Harry, that's a tough way to answer it. You can't really answer it black and white because there's a lot of things that could happen. You could trade guys, you can demote guys, you can buy out guys, but you'd have to at least move one or two contracts for sure. For sure. Justin, do you know that for the last few years, the President Trophy winners won the Cup the year after they got knocked out? If Florida wins the Cup next year, might want to bet on Boston win the Cup next. That's fascinating. I did not know that fact. That is pretty cool. It's an interesting fact for sure. Let's do 3 more minutes of hockey-related questions. Then we'll do 5 minutes of Ask Me Anything. And then we'll move into the games. Thanks, everyone, for being here. Appreciate it. Still trying to figure out what my streaming schedule is going to look like for this week. My son Sean is graduating from Sauder Business School tomorrow, which is very, very cool. It seemed to go by very quickly. 2 of his 4 years were COVID-based years. Fangirl, who is easier to trade without sweeteners? Garland, Beauvillier, and Besser. Without sweeteners, definitely Beauvillier, because A, there's only 1 more year left on his contract, and B, it's the cheaper of the 3. It's only 4.15. You could say to a team, hey, you can take this guy for your playoff run, and you can trade him somewhere up into the trade deadline. Besser has 2 more years at 6.65. Garland has 3 more years at 4.95. So Beauvillier by far is the easiest to trade without sweeteners. Harry, with the new VIP seats at Rogers Arena, is it for season ticket members or can anyone can buy those seats? I've heard different things. Some people have said it's $75,000 a year for 1 seat. Some have said it's $75,000 for 3 years. I tend to think it's $75,000 for a year, but regardless, it's open to anyone right now. Oh, there we go. Justin just said $75 a year per seat, 3-year commitment. Taylor, congrats to Sean one more time. I hope he's loving that after grad life. Thank you, Taylor. He's doing well. He got a job right away with a marketing firm, and he's doing some really good work for them already. So unlike others who may have had to interview or job hunt, Sean was offered a job upon graduation for sure. Wow, we have a new member. So instead of gifting a membership, he just becomes one himself. Let's give some love to Ryan Ross. Ryan is the one who said that he can't make a lot of streams, but he wants to support me in this community. So thank you, Ryan. Let's definitely give some love to Ryan in the chat. That's amazing. Thank you for making it work. So at least you figure out at least how one button worked yeah, with the $sign. Thank you, Ryan. That's awesome. If Bergeron retires Boston, Scott isn't going to win the Cup. Oh, I see what you're saying. If Bergeron retires, Boston isn't going to win the Cup. That's fair. It will be tougher for sure. $500, $600 a game. Yes. And once again, welcome to membership, Ryan. That's awesome. Good for Sean. I remember when I graduated from university, I was struggling to get a job in my field. Yeah, he was fortunate. Good to be lucky to be good, whatever it is. But he was fortunate that he does indeed have a job, and he's been working on it for a month already. We're going to transition, my friends, to Ask Me Anything. We'll do this for 5 or 7 minutes before we get to the game. So try to keep it non-hockey related now as I wind down the hockey questions. Taylor, I wish I was graduating, but I'm taking the slower path to uni. But once I get there, I'll be proud of all my... Yes, you should be, Taylor. Taylor, remind me how old you are. Are you the same age as my son, Jacob, born in 2003? Or are you born in 2002 or 2004 or a year that I didn't mention? I do think, Harry, there will be a captain for the Canucks next season. I really do. Ryan, sadly, I can't enjoy all the perks of membership because of the time difference and the early mornings. Absolutely, Ryan. I appreciate that. So hopefully there's enough in there where it still makes it worth it. And it's simply you want to support me, $5 a month. I appreciate you very much, regardless of what you end up making. But know that there are some perks there for you to enjoy. Rosero, apparently the VIP seats are sold out. Edmonton has similar VIP seats and offer free underground parking. That is amazing. And Ryan is not wasting any time. He just became a member like 2 minutes ago, and already he is gifting memberships. So it's funny. Harry mentioned early in the stream, wow, I didn't even know I'm not a member anymore. Well, that ends because Harry has been gifted a membership by Ryan. So thank you, Ryan. Let's give some love to Ryan in the chat. And let's also welcome back Harry to membership. Teams violating cap face fines of up to $5 million, cancellations of contracts, loss of draft picks, loss of points, and forfeiture of games. Wow. So maybe you don't want to do that. No problem, Shannon. Great to see you. That's right. We're 1 week away from your birthday. Thanks for being here, Shannon. Toronto was great. Thank you for asking, Harry. I recapped it last Wednesday, but it was a really good trip. And I did not have sushi in Toronto, but I did have sushi in Sault Ste. Marie, and it was fine. In Canada, a Caesar is a burger topped on a Bloody Mary. Are you asking me or telling me? I don't even know because I don't drink. I think you're talking about drinks there. I got my degree in criminology, and it's not easy to get a job in that field. Knock on wood, I'm fortunate and blessed now. Good. Well, keep on cranking, Edmund. I know you work very hard for sure. You're same age as Sean. I'm taking 1 to 2 classes SM, but hope near the end of bachelor degree, I'll take on 3 SM. Awesome, Taylor. So you're born in 01. That's cool. That's cool. Yeah, I did a lot of sightseeing. CN Tower, St. Lawrence Market, Hockey Hall of Fame, Kim's Convenience, among other things. So you do need to be a member to gift memberships. That would make sense, I guess. Thanks again, Ryan, for doing all that. Amazing. Faggo, who does Mickey sleep with at night? Usually one of Jacob or Gail and me. Sometimes he's with Gail and me. Sometimes he starts the night with Gail and me, and then kind of goes halfway through the night. Sometimes when Gail has the fan blasting, I don't think Mickey likes it, so then he goes to Jacob's room. But usually it's either Jacob or it's Gail and me. And then a lot of days, Gail and I are working. Kayla goes to school, and Jacob and Sean had different schedules. So then he'll hang out with one of them in the morning. Basically, whoever is lazier and whoever gets up later, that's who you'll find Mickey with. Thanks, y'all. Love the community. Always listen to podcasts. Thanks, Ryan. I appreciate that. You know, my podcasts don't get a lot of listens, but if you are one of the people that are listening, then that's worth doing it for me. So I appreciate that, Ryan, and you're always welcome here. That's amazing. Did I fly Air Canada to Ontario after that fiasco with Jake's bowling balls? Great question. So on the way there, they flew WestJet there and back. I flew Air Canada there, WestJet back, but because I wasn't carrying bowling balls, I wasn't as worried. Good question, Rome. Good question. Air Canada was good to us this time. No, I mean WestJet was because we didn't fly Air Canada. I did. Did I go to the Leafs team store? No, I didn't. I only went to the Hockey Hall of Fame team store or store. I watched Night of Champions. No, I just read about it. No, I watched it online. What an ending. Yes. That, and as Justin hinted earlier, they're doing some great things with that storyline. Of all your world travels, where have you had the best sushi, including the Lower Mainland? You know, I went to Japan back in 1989, but I was only 15 years old, and that was 33 years ago. So I can't really remember how good the sushi was. I presume it was good. There was one restaurant in Sweden, actually, where I went to last year, where I kept going back because I thought the sushi there was really, really good, actually. So maybe it might be that town, that store, that restaurant in Sweden. Leaf store was sold out after 3 games. Wow. Wow. I did not watch the AEW pay-per-view. Don't tell me anything. I will read about it before I go to bed. And yes, Panthers do indeed get a few more days off. I'll end off with this one from Ryan, even though it's a hockey-related question, but Ryan's became a member, gifted membership, so basically he gets a free pass for tonight. Do you have a second favorite NHL team? Yes. Winnipeg, 3rd, Tampa, 4th, Colorado. So I like those 3 teams. Winnipeg, Tampa, and Colorado. What's it like going to Kim's Convenience Store in person? I watched all the episodes on Netflix. Yeah, Harry, good question. We didn't actually go into the store because I'm sure going in, I don't know for sure, but I'm pretty sure it's not what you see in the Netflix show. The outside, though, we took a picture, a selfie in front of it. It's on Queen Street, on the outskirts of downtown Toronto. So I don't know what it's like inside, but I admit it's kind of cool. And I don't even watch it, but my kids and my wife watch it. So it's kind of cool for them to see it. Yeah, Rosiero, try it. Try it. No harm. No harm. WWE is better than AEW, especially the Bloodline storyline. Yeah, but it's good that they need some competition to at least keep them sharp for sure. And you got Nucks, Bruins, Penguins, Blackhawks, and Knights. Nice. A lot of Canucks rivals in that list, Taylor. Friends, I'm going to cut it off there. We are going to move into our games now. So let me get that set up. We are going to move into our games, and we are going to start with your favorite and mine. Well, I don't know if it is. We are going to start with Ordle. So as we know, if you played these games tonight, do not spoil it. Don't be a jerk and spoil it. And if you haven't played or you don't know what the heck we're doing, we are going to play a series of 4 games on here where I will explain what's happening as you do it. But in essence, I will get suggestions from all of you in the chat. So let's go. Who is this? And Ryan, because he can't make all these streams, but he's being very generous tonight. Ryan, I'm going to give you first dibs. So Ryan, if you can hear me, I'll give you 30 seconds to type in. If you can see the player on the screen right now, who do you think that is? Which player do you think this is? Ryan, I'm going to give you first dibs. Ryan, who is this? Okay, Ryan, I'll give you 20 seconds. And then I'll go to the people. So Ryan, who do you think this player is with this big question mark across his mouth? All right, Ryan, you got 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, he gets it in right at the end. He says, Ryan Pollock. So if it's green, that means we got it. So we did get Eastern Conference, so that's good. But we know he's Eastern Conference, and we know he's 28 years old. What we also know that the player we're looking for is bigger. He's big. He's taller than 6'2". He's heavier than 216. He's a left-handed shot. He's not Canadian, and he's in the Atlantic Division. So Atlantic Division is the one with Toronto, Ottawa, Boston, Buffalo, Montreal, Florida, Tampa, and Detroit. And he's not a defenseman. So I will take the next guess who meets all of those criteria. It can't be Horvat because he's not in the Islanders. It can't be a defenseman. So you guys, I need a forward or a goalie from the Atlantic Division who's big and who's 28 years old and who's not Canadian. He's not Canadian. I know there's a lot there, you guys. But don't worry so much about the handedness or the size just yet. Austin Matthews does fit all of that criteria, except a bit younger than 28. So we know he's not a center now. So he's either a winger or a goalie, and we know a line division, and we know he's not from North America. And he's bigger than 6'3". So we're looking for a big player. Yeah, Tyler, we don't want it to be a defenseman because defenseman was wrong. Vasilevsky says, yeah, actually meets some of the criteria. So let's go Vasilevsky and see what happens. Oh, whoa. Ryan, nice job. Ryan should come to these streams more often. Hey, Rick. Ryan, nice job. I always picture Vasilevsky with way more hair than that, actually. But no, he was right. So we got goaltender, Tampa, Eastern Conference, Atlantic Division, Russian, 28 years old, left-handed, and he's big, 6'4", 220. Nice job, Ryan. Very, very good. Okay, as much as I love Ryan's good work today, I'm going to open up to anyone. So someone for Gordle, someone give me a six-letter hockey name. Harry, no, you got it right, but I think you're about 30 seconds behind. So make sure you press live, Harry, and catch up. I will take a 6-letter hockey name. Ryan said, love this. These streams are so hype. I just need to get to sleep. Well, stick with us for no, I'm not going to make you. I don't want to. What kind of job do you do, Ryan? Lyndon. Oh, I see Horvat too. Let's try Lyndon first. So the D and the E are green. That means we actually got the right spot. So there's this D actually is here. This E is actually here. So give me another word. I don't mind trying like a Besser or Horvat to actually eliminate more letters. Oh, you guys, your firemen. Oh, that's awesome, Ryan. We are in a good spot. Picture this. Stick with me here. We actually have 5 of the 6 letters. We know the 4th is D. We know the 5th is E. And we know the word also has an R, an S, and an O. So R, S, and an O, and then a D-E. R. But we know that the O isn't here. We know the S isn't here. So find a name, you guys, that has an O, an S, and an R, and then a D and an E in the 4th and 5th positions. So it could be something like, I'm just trying something here. D-E-S. D-E. It's probably not D-E-O. But we know it's D-E something. D-E-T. D-E-P. D-E-W. And it could start with an R. It could start with an S. You guys, we have a really good start. We have 5 of the 6 letters. I need to hear some suggestions here. Maybe we're all trying to get it right, but it's something, 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 D-E something. And what's throwing me off is that O can't be in the 2nd position. Because usually a lot of times there's a vowel in the 2nd. And we actually haven't tried the vowel of A and U yet. You know, I might just type in a name that has the A and the U just so we can eliminate those vowels too. Well, but maybe not because we already have the E as well. But I also... T and C are common consonants as well that we haven't used yet. Is it worth me throwing away? What's a name that has a T, an A, and a U in it? Because I want to try and get more letters out. Sutura. That's probably not a name. What's a name that has an A and a U? Maybe a P. The AU is kind of tricky. Or what's a name that has a P and a T in it? Because then we can, if we can get that, that's one of the, Sutter. Okay, there's no U. We already knew about the S. So that no offense, Tyler, that's probably a waste. And I'm the one who typed it in. That was probably a bit of a waste of a guess because we didn't learn any new info. Oh, I guess we learned that the S isn't here. I have a feeling the S is in the third one. But what kind of name has SDE? Is there any guy's name whose last name ends in DEY? Or maybe the S is at the end, you guys. But whose name ends in DES? DEK? You know, this is kind of tricky because we're not penalized, but it's weird that we have 5 of the 6 letters, but we can't get it. Wow. I kind of want to just guess with a letter. But that doesn't make sense. Lander. Who's Lander? Well, we know there's no L in the first spot. We know there's no S. Well, Ryan has gone 2 for 2. Damian Rhodes. He's a goalie that scored. What? First goalie to get credit with a goal and shutout in the same game. Ryan is 2 for 2. Ryan, we got to get Ryan in on all these Sunday night streams for sure. Amazing. So he saved us. You know, I don't even remember this guy, so I don't know if I would have got this, quite frankly. So thank you, Ryan, for saving our butt. Let's go to Wordle. I'll take the first. Cody Rhodes. I'll take the first 5-letter word I see in the chat. Make it a good one. The first 5-letter word that I see in the chat, I will take it. Because no matter what we say, I think Ryan's going to help us get it. Not bad. We got an S, and we know there's a P in the word somewhere else. I wouldn't mind trying to use an OU or an A. Good night, Rob. Good seeing you. I wouldn't mind trying to get some more. You know, I'm just going to do this to get more vowels out. Okay, sorry, that was a waste. So I need a word now that has S in the front and a P not in the second or fourth, but there is a P. Oh, I wonder if it's this. Okay, I'm trying this one. Not bad. So we know it starts with an S. We know it ends in a P. And we know that the only vowel is an I. So I'll take the next word that, Ryan and I were thinking the same thing in a non-perverted way, the word strip. No, it could be a strip of bacon. It could be a strip of anything. So a word that starts with S, a word that ends in P, and then there's an I somewhere in it. I just have a feeling that the I is in the middle of the word. Don't you guys think? Can't be shrimp, Ryan. There's too many letters. Swamp. Oh no, we need the I. No, Harry, it's got to end in a P. And then I'm trying to think. I am trying to think of what the letter before the P should be. Because it could be a MP, could be A, it could be NP. Can't be slurp, Rosario, because we need an I. We need an I. What is a shimp? Can't be syrup. We need an I, guys. We need an I. This is tricky. Well, could the I be in the first one? No, but that makes it really hard to finish if the I's in the first one. Right? If the I's in the second. Meanwhile, Carol's probably bored of trying for us to get this. Thank you to Carol for the donation. Oh, Skimp is good. I think you're right. Skimp is good. But first, let's honor Carol donation. Legendary Carol Bovenlander. Hope you're doing well, Carol. Thank you for the generous donation. And I think that Fangirl is going to be right. So I see it from Fangirl. I see it from Jay as well. Skimp sounds about right. Like when you cheap out on something. Excellent job, Fangirl. Excellent job, Jay. Excellent job, Ryan. Great job. And now we go to Worldle. The game that I suck at the most. And I need all of your help. Okay, what country is this? What country is this? No, glad you're here, Carol. We're just winding up, though. We're going to be only about 5 or 10 more minutes. But I'm so glad you're here. Oh, what's wrong with my ad blocker? What country is this? Kind of looks like France, doesn't it? But I don't think it is. And remember, for Worldle, I take double of as soon as I see 2 guesses of the same country. So Tony says, is there a country named Chad? Oh, there is. But I need a seconder. So I see Chad. Do I have any other guesses? I see a Denmark. I see a Chad and a Denmark so far. It's like got to be a country, and that's not Africa, Tyler. Country, not a continent. So I see a Chad, I see a Denmark, I see an Africa. I see another Chad, so we're going with Chad. I don't even know what Chad looks like. Okay, not bad. So wherever Chad is, we're close to it. So I need another guess. I need another guess. We are not that far from it, for sure. So I see Nigeria, Congo, Kenya. So we're talking about African countries here. No problem, Carol. Estonia. So I'm looking for some African. That's the second guess for Nigeria, so I guess that's what we're doing. Nigeria is a bit further away. I see Kenya. I see 2 for Kenya. Can you get this right? Okay, so we got Kenya. Good job. Good job. So now we have to guess the neighbors of Kenya. Here we go. As soon as I see double, I will take it. So, so what are the neighbors of Kenya? As soon as I see doubles, I will take it. Ryan says Somalia and Ethiopia. Anyone want a second? How's Ryan getting all these guesses in? I thought I have slow mode. Not that Ryan's bothering me at all. I thought I had slow mode on 20 seconds. Maybe I didn't. So I see 2 votes for Somalia. Let's try it. Boom, shakalaka. We got it. So I'm looking for more doubles now. Burundi, Tanzania. I do know, I did a project at Tanzania. The capital of Tanzania is Dar es Salaam. I know that. Tanzania. Boom, shakalaka. So we got Somalia and Tanzania. Hey, Jay. So now we got an Ethiopia, a Burundi, Uganda. I'm looking for doubles. South Sudan. Is that 2 I've seen for Ethiopia? Yep, that's 2 I've seen for Ethiopia now. So let's try it. Kaboom! You guys know your African countries. Now we see a couple for Uganda. Holy smokes. 4 for 4. We just need one more. South Sudan. Slow mode is not on for members. Ah! Maybe that's an advantage of being a member. You can just go to town. That's good to know, Rosario. Thank you. Are we going to nail this? Tyler does have a... So Ryan has said South Sudan 3 times. Should we get a seconder for it? Well, Jay does say Sudan as well. Is there a difference between South Sudan and Sudan? Uh-oh. Okay, let's try South Sudan first, and then we'll try Zambia. Holy smokes! 5 for 5. Nice. All right, what's the... I know this one. Because my best friend was from Kenya growing up. So I'll let one of you guys... yeah, Jay, no, South Sudan, not Sudan. I will type in once I see someone else type it. But I do know this answer. And yes, Jay got it. But let me just recognize Carol first. Well, I always recognize her, but let's give some love to Carol. The legend herself. I'm going to watch this over. Thanks so much for streaming, Clay. What does your week look like for streaming? Carol, I'll answer that in 5 minutes. So just hang tight. For sure. Nicely done. So let's type in, let's give some love to Carol for that donation. Thank you. And I will type in Nairobi. I know Jay got it. I know Ryan got it. And this one I do know. Too easy. Guess the flag now of Kenya. Remember, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Type it in the chat real quick. What number corresponds? By the way, 2/3 of you saying Dallas is going to win tomorrow night, Game 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. What is the flag of Kenya? We got a 7. We got a 3. What else? We got another 3. We got a 7. So we have 2 7s and 2 3s. We got a third 3. Now we have a 5, which I don't think it is. Okay, we got more 3s and 7s, so we're going to do it. We got it. Good job. Good job. Now, population. So for this one, you guys, for population, please use the chat function. So I put it in the chat right now. You have 30 seconds to vote right now in the chat. What is the population? Sorry, not in the chat, in the poll. What is the population of Kenya? A, B, C, or D? Please use the poll because then it's the most scientific way. We got 15 seconds. We got 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ryan, by the way, thank you for your generous donations. Thank you for becoming a member. Thank you for helping us win these games tonight. Ryan, I don't know if you noticed, on the Monday podcast, when I posted, I actually cut out all the games because it doesn't make sense for people to be painstakingly listening to something that they can't see, if that makes sense. All right. Well, it's a close vote, but it's B. People say B. But Taylor wanted us to go D. He, even though it did not win in the vote, and I go by majority democracy, but Taylor calls it before I get the wrong answer. So we got it wrong. We should have known that African country was going to be very, very highly populated. But that's okay. We will now move on to our final question. This one is about currency. Once again, please do it in the chat. You have 30 seconds starting now. What is the currency used in Kenya? Can you tell me the right answer? Is it a ruble? Is it a franc? Is it a leu? Is it a shilling? Yeah, Ryan, for sure. It wouldn't be great to listen to the game, so I do cut it out on Mondays. Yeah, that's different. Oh, did I say chat? Thanks, Jay. You got to be careful with Jay. He corrects me on everything, and I think he's proud of it. And I don't mind it, actually. I know I've known Jay for many years, but he's not afraid to correct me on tweets, on what I say, on what I type. I got to be very careful. Good thing I'm not a perfectionist. So don't use the chat. Use the poll. Don't use the chat. Use the poll. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 50% of you saying D. Let's do it. And we get that one right. So we did pretty good. We got everything right. We nailed the country within 3 tries. We went 5 for 5 on neighboring countries. Very good. I can't remember what was next. We got the capital. We got the flag. We got the currency. The only thing we didn't get was the population, which in hindsight, if we just took a second to think about it, we probably should have gotten that right as well. But we are in a good spot, and yeah, we are laughing for sure. So this is what I think I'm going to do for my streaming schedule this week. tomorrow day and night is Sean's graduation from UBC, and haven't figured out our dinner plan. So I may have to talk to Parker about actually starting Canucks After Dark half an hour later. So I'll have to message him once I know. So, but I do know we're going to do Canucks After Dark tomorrow night, and I won't do my own stream. So Canucks After Dark will be tomorrow night. I will not stream on Tuesday night. And I think this week what I will do, members, really quickly, members that are in here, and I know you're members from what's beside your name. Can you let me know if you like it or dislike it when I do a member stream at 10 and then I do my regular stream at 11? I put a poll question up on my community board for members only, and I said, do you want me to do my member stream at 10 or 11 on Wednesday night? And the majority of you are saying doing it 10 p.m. But members, are you okay when I go back to back, when I do a 10 o'clock members and 11 o'clock general stream? Or do you not like it because it's like basically an hour and a half, hour 45 out of your night? So I think I'm going to do it 10 as opposed to 11. That's not the question here. The question is, are you okay with doing the member stream and then the regular stream right after it? Or would you prefer me not to do the general stream on the same night? So the question isn't members at 10 or 11. The question is, do I do members at 10, general at 11, or I do members at 10 and then don't do a stream and then do my general at 11 the next night? Does that make sense? So I'm not asking you 10 right now, 10 versus 11. I'm asking you if you're okay with the back-to-back streams, or if I bump the general stream to 11 night. So let me know what you guys think. In the meantime, I will do my wrap up, and then I will tell you what my streaming schedule is as I make it up in the next 2 minutes or so. So thanks to everyone for being here. Moderators, thank you for doing what you need to do. Didn't think you had to do too much tonight, and that is a good thing. Thanks to everyone who donated. And tonight it was Carol with the 2 donations, and then it was Ryan becoming a member and then gifting a membership. So pretty cool. And it was also Coach Rob who gifted a membership as well. So with Ryan becoming a member and Coach Rob and Ryan gifting memberships and the donations, we did well tonight. So thank you everyone for those donations. Thank you to my members, legendary Lucas Gates, legendary Justin Credible, legendary Carol Bovenlander, and legendary Andrew Chang. I think Justin, Carol, and Andrew were all in here tonight. Thank you. Thank you for your continued support. And thanks to all of you for subscribing, for hanging out, for supporting me on this channel. So on your way out, subscribe, like the video, leave a donation, become a member, upgrade your membership, and a gift of membership. Thank you to my sponsors, Van City Experts Real Estate, Perform and Transform, Personal Training and Weight Loss. And thank you. If you're listening on a podcast platform, make sure you rate and review. Finally, as I wrap up here, I'm just looking at some of your comments. So most of you don't mind it going back to back. So here's the funny thing. This is the thing I'll leave you with. When I go back to back, I do worry about redundancy, and I don't mind going, 2 in a row because I've done 4 shows in a row, and I nail it all in one night. If I do Wednesday night members and Thursday night general, then technically that's 2 nights in a row where I could have done them both on one. But then I think back to just 2 months ago where I was doing 5 nights a week. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to make an executive decision. I stream tonight. Tomorrow I'll do Canucks After Dark with Parker. I will not stream on Tuesday. I would do on Wednesday. I'll do members at 10, general at 11, and then I will not stream on Thursday. That's what I'm going to do. We will, yes. So the next time I will see you will be tomorrow for Canucks After Dark, and then Wednesday, double whammy, members at 10, and then regular stream at 11. And then I will not stream on Thursday night. Okay. That's what I'm going to do. And that's my story, and I'm sticking with it. Friends, you guys are awesome. Thanks for being here. Appreciate you. I'm going to go get some sleep now, even though I'm not going to work tomorrow, but I do got to get some work done because I'm not at work tomorrow. And then I'm going to Sean's grad, and I can tell you a bit about it on Canucks After Dark and tell you more about it on Wednesday night for my own stream. So as always, stay safe, stay healthy, take care of yourselves, and take care of each other. And you guys, I got to tell you, in Toronto, I almost got arrested. I almost got arrested for walking out of a museum, their big art museum there, with a painting. It was so strange. And I got confused because earlier in the day, I asked security if I could take a picture, and they said yes. God bless, and go Canucks go. Booyah.